Welcome to another MTGMoxBox video, your destination for Magic the Gathering box breaks and more. If you like what we do, please support us by participating in our box breaks. You can find us on our website, MTGMoxBox.com, or through our listings on eBay under seller handle MTGMoxBox. You can also find us on social media in the links in the description below, and watch us play Magic on Twitch under MTGMoxBox. Finally, don't forget to like and subscribe, and leave a comment to let us know what you think. This video series will look at price movements of cards in recently released Magic the Gathering sets. We'll highlight moves greater than $2 and try to point out any trends we're seeing. You can use this information to see if you should wait on a particular card or pull the trigger before the price goes higher. As we continue to collect data each week, we'll include analysis across longer periods of time. First is Modern Horizons 2, which released June 18th, 2021. It has now been just over half a year since this set's release, and we are seeing some price movements for certain cards, possibly due to the holidays. At the time of making this video at the end of December, there were several cards that have dropped in the past month, including one fetch land hitting new lows. First up, Archon of Cruelty is now at 1046, dropping 10.4% over the past week and 16.4% across the past month. Next, Grief is down to 1145, losing 8.8% over the past week and 21.1% across the past month. And finally, we have Scalding Tarn hitting a new low of 28.12 this week. Just an incredible deal compared to where it was previously. If you haven't picked one up yet, it seems hard to pass up on this price point. While we have no cards hitting new highs this week, some notable cards bounced back from a dip last week, which can sometimes occur if an unusually low price pops up during our price tracking capture. First, Fury is at 2038, up 13.3% in the past week, but down slightly by 5.6% across the past month. Then we have the Monkey Pirate Ragavan Nimble Pilferer, up to 7350, which is 13.9% up in the past week, and very close to where it was in the past month. Next up is Dungeons & Dragons Adventures in the Forgotten Realms, which released July 23rd, 2021. It has now been 5 months since this set's release, and we continue to see a slow decline in prices across the set. We didn't see any significant drops for any particular card, so I'm going to talk about a card I picked up recently instead. That card is Minsk, Beloved Ranger, which wasn't too expensive to begin with, but dropped slightly more this week to 144 after I made the purchase. I haven't decided what to do with it yet, but there's a lot of possibilities with Minsk's abilities that I'm excited to see what I can build. Death by Giant Hamster seems like a Commander game bucket list item to try to cross off. Another option is stealing opponent's creatures with Grab the Reins type spells and then turning them 0/0. Or maybe use the fight mechanic or turning tokens into giant tribal. So many directions to go in. There was one notable card increasing across the past week and month, and that is Den of the Bugbear. It is currently at 759, hitting a new high this week. It seems like an auto-include in any kind of Goblin Tribal deck. Next up is Midnight Hunt, which released September 24th, 2021. We are at just over 3 months since this set's release, and price fluctuations appear to be minimizing. There aren't any cards with significant drops this past week, so we'll look at some notable movers across the past month. First is Fateful Absence, which hit a new low at 241 this week after decreasing 29.9% across the past month. I have to wonder if it exiled the target rather than destroying it would have made a difference on the demand of this card. Another card reaching new lows is Moonvale Regent, now at 234 this week after decreasing 35.4% across the past month. Its draw ability still seems strong to me in the right deck, but maybe the discarding of your hand is too much of a drawback. Next are two cards hitting new highs this week. Shipwreck March jumped 36.1% to 962 this week and is up 18.9% across the month. Due to the mana colors of this land, I'd be curious to see if the jump were due to the Kamigawa Neon Dynasty spoilers that recently surfaced. Interestingly, Polluted Delta is currently the most expensive fetch land at the moment as well. And finally, the Meat Hook Massacre set another new high, now at 45.42, and is up 19% across the past month. Next up is Crimson Vow, which released November 19th, 2021. We have just passed 1 month since the release of this set, and it looks like the post-release price drop has started to level off. As more boxes get opened, prices of cards continue to drop as they become more available, but the changes aren't as significant as earlier weeks. In this video, we'll look at several notable cards hitting new lows. This week, several of the Cemetery set of creatures reached new lows. This set of creatures each have at least an ETB effect, exiling a card from a graveyard, with another ability granting an additional effect based on the card type exiled. Cemetery Proctor is first, down 155 after dropping 30.5% across the past month. Being able to generate 1/1s for free while doing other things seems like a decent effect though, so I'd keep an eye on this one. Next is Cemetery Gatekeeper, currently at 629 after dropping 22.2% across the past month. The fact that its ability affects you as well makes it a bit risky, but it could be a good control piece against a storm or landfall deck. The last of this set we'll talk about today is Cemetery Parlor, currently at 739 after dropping 18.4% across the past month. It's the priciest of the set, and it makes sense with the ability to continue exiling cards and making your spells cheaper. Of the other notable cards we discussed in the last video, there were a few other interesting moves. Manaform Hellkite is now at a new low of 702, not too much of a change from last week, but dropping 24.4% across the month. Olivia Crimson Bride is now at 1163 and is fairly stable in the past few weeks after dropping 18.7% from the last month. And finally, Necroduality has dropped to 1769 after declining 20.3% across the past month. After competing with Cultivator Colossus for the top spot, it has now dropped to number 2 behind the Colossus. Here are the latest values by set for the past 2 months. There are numerous ways to interpret this data, but one key thought to note is that holiday shopping across November and December most likely had an impact on card value and availability. I was surprised by the stability of Crimson Vow across December, but I think changes will most likely come once people get a chance to play the cards more to find out what works and what doesn't. I'm also looking forward to seeing what the impact will be to both Midnight Hunt and Crimson Vow when they release the black and white double feature set soon. And on that note, for the question for this video, would you pick a regular colored version of a card or the black and white one if you had the choice? Let us know in the comments below. And that brings us to the end of this video. If you made it this far, thank you for watching, and please consider clicking like and subscribing to our channel. We'll continue tweaking this video series to keep it interesting and useful for viewers, so please leave a comment to let us know what you think. Thank you! Hey everyone, Tony at MTGMoxBox here, and before we get to the giveaway, I want to first respond to the comments from the last price video. Life has been a bit hectic around the holidays, so we haven't had a chance to respond as quickly as we would have liked to. I hope everyone has had time to relax, brew decks, and hopefully get some games in. Anyway, let's get to the comments. Let's see. Crimson Blood Rose says, I think Necroduality is going to go up again. It's just too good. I think you might be right. It is a very powerful card. I'm wondering, though, if the restriction to zombies might limit its use, but that is definitely a really powerful effect. So you're probably right. It probably will go up again. Let's see. Nariknu93 says Curse of Hospitality will be a staple in red commander decks, so it will go up. Let's take a quick look at that. Let's see. Gives the enchanted player creatures attacking the player have trample. Yeah, I think that second ability here, exiling the top parts, basically stealing this player's deck is going to be a pretty powerful effect. Spend mana as it deliver any mana. Yep. It definitely seems very powerful. I haven't seen it in action yet, but it looks like it will definitely have an impacted games. Tommy Gold says, I think Path of Peril is really good and will increase in value over time. Let's see. It looks like, yeah, board wipe, destroy all creatures with mana value 2 or less, or just destroy all creatures. Yeah, I think that even without cleaving this one, with mana value 2 or less, with all the token decks I'm seeing, seems like this would be a really efficient way of removing all of those at once, and possibly leaving your bigger creatures on the board. So definitely a possibility. Let's see. Merple says all the dual lands seem a little bit high right now. Maybe down to slow supply of boxes. Hopefully the next wave will send them back down to $5. Yep, so I just pulled one up really quickly, and yeah, looks like we are right around the $5 range. So I think that was an accurate prediction, Merple. Okay, Christopher Yu, I feel like the Curse of Hospitality will go up in price slowly as more people start to use it. Theft effects in EDH are fairly popular, and it allows creatures to gain trample against problematic players. Yep, so I think we mentioned that earlier in the earlier comment. Yeah, Theft I think is a really good way for decks to kind of be on the same level as the most powerful deck on the in the game. So I definitely like that effect, and I've been playing red more and more frequently, so definitely using or trying to use those effects more often. Okay. Mig Wetchy says Manaform Hellkite hasn't seen its peak yet. Oh. Yeah, so I think this one goes well with those was it Storm or Spell? Spell matters or Magecraft, or all those different effects where you're trying to cast a whole bunch of stuff or non-creature spells. Yeah, and I could definitely see this snowballing and making a really big impact. We'll see where the price goes next. Okay, what else do we have? Eli Rotundo's, I personally see Olivia Crimson Bride going down in price. While not a huge drop in the long run, I think she'll settle around $6 to $7. But I'm also horrible at making price predictions, so we shall see. Yep, I am also horrible at making price predictions as well. That was really one of the reasons for starting this video series, so I can kind of see how well the data lines up with my guesses. Let's see. I actually really like Olivia. I haven't found use for her yet, but I figure the decks that she would go into, probably Vampire Tribal or things like that, as long as it has some kind of a sack outlet, then the drawback about exiling the creature isn't as bad as it seems. So I think she's a really powerful creature, so I think she'll hold some value. I'm not sure where she'll end up though. Okay. XX says Wash Away is the best commander counterspell, so it will go up over time. I have to agree with this one. This is a pretty amazing, one blue mana spell to counter a commander trying to come into the battlefield. So I've been at my LGS for the past couple of weeks playing, commander games, and definitely been seeing a lot of Toxtrol decks. This would probably be my the first target with Wash Away would be Toxtrol. Okay, Katork Valkaris. I'm probably butchering that, sorry. I see Averbrook going higher. Such a useful card. Yeah, I definitely agree here. Hexproof is great. The only thing I would say to that is the whole daybound, nightbound piece aspect. It seems kind of hard to control. I mean, it seems like most people really want to play spells during their turn. So it's I think it would fit well with the if you have any kind of flash effects. what is that green commander that gives all your creatures flash? So something like that. I would definitely play this in that kind of a deck to try to get this and give all your permanents hexproof. But yeah, definitely a powerful card, and I'd use it if I can fit it in. And what else do we have? Andy Torres. I think Hallowed Haunting has the potential to go up. Once Voltron EDH decks start to run this, I can see it ticking up slowly. Yeah, when I was looking at this, I'm getting a lot of was it Angel? What is the Sigil of the Empty Throne? The enchantment that generates 4/4 angels when you cast enchantments. I'm getting really similar vibes there, so I would definitely play this along with that to create a whole bunch of spirits, I guess, as well as angels. But yeah, I definitely like this card as well. I'm trying to figure out where I can put it in one of my decks. So yeah, thanks for all your comments, guys, and let's go ahead and move on over to the giveaway. It's not going to be based off of these comments, because I think we had a more recent video. Let me just switch over to that one. I think it was this one. So let's see. Copy that over. I think that's all the filters. Okay, 16 comments. Alright, Merple, congrats on the Necroduality pull. And congrats to you, Merple, from the standard sets. I'm hoping the Urza set is good. Yeah, I have high hopes for it. I don't want to get let down, though, but I definitely have a soft spot for Urza. New Capenna will be surprisingly good for Commander because shards. Yeah, I actually don't know too much about New Capenna, but looking forward to seeing what's going to be there. Happy New Year, everyone. Definitely a great comment. Congrats again, and we will see you again in the next year. Thanks, everyone.